10 years ago, I watched a video. I was blown away by the talk. The talk topic is Inventing on Principle by Bret Victor. Since then, his idea have shaped much of my work. The concept of shortened feedback loop has always been my driving force. Yet, for years, Victor's vision has been treated as kind of magic, an inspiring ideal, but not something you could actually implement. No existing tool seems to fully realize this magic. Neither. I have been trying to decode all the magic for years, but could not get it until yesterday evening. Finally, I connected all the dots to implement the blossom tree. I'll share my journey of connecting those four dots one by one. If you're interested in the Victor's talk, you certainly should watch it for sure. And I will share the link below, and this is how it look like, and it takes 15 minutes to watch. Really worth it. The sad truth of how coding is still work today, even a decade after Victor illustrated its flaws. We're writing bunch of code in an editor, like VS Code in this case, or IntelliJ, whatever, and then we're trying hard to imagine in our head what each line will do. And then we can compile and run, hoping for the best. For example, in this case, it's a JavaScript canvas code to draw a blossom tree. If you run it, we might get something like this. If something is off, then we can tweak the code and rerun it and repeat. Most of our time is spending working blindly with no immediate connection between the code and outcome. Before you argue that some tool like CodePen, JS Fiddle already solved this, bear with me for a moment. Yes, CodePen addressed the first issue, but it falls short if you care about perfection, care about connecting all the dots, but not only the first one. The dot one is we should put the code and outcome side by side. Writing and code in isolation, disconnected from its output, is fundamentally against Victor's principle. The first step is put the code and outcome side by side, reduce context switch. Less time spending shifting focus means fast iteration. Mimicking the physical world can provide really valuable intuition. In this case, a good example is an opening book placed side by side like this. And the design is by Erin Sullivan on CodeBen. Full credit to him. It's beautifully mimicked the effect of an opening book with pages and hardcover behind it. Now I can edit the code on one side, on the right side, and see the fully synchronized outcome on the left instantly. There is no compile step, not even click a run button. It's always synchronized. So see this case that I want to draw, I want to add a sub. Then I can, okay, where I want to do it. For example, this line, I can run it, add a field circle, say 300, 180. but we cannot see a sun. Why? Because we know that the code is running synchronously, and we know that there is something wrong. And in this case, is that the sky and the sun has the same color. That's why we cannot see it. So we can just add a little bit to say, okay, the style we want is yellow. Mm. Just like that, we can put it there and it appear. Voila. A tiny improvement may seem trivial, but over time that those milliseconds can add up. Put coding and outcome side by side is for sure a great start, but it's not enough yet. Unfortunately, most of the tool, like CodePen, this is where the program stops. Let's remove a little bit more friction. So the second dot is we can change the value lively by a slider. Typing is an essential way of writing code, but when tweaking values, especially numbers, typing is not the most natural way because we cannot like smooth change. Our mind is hindered by those mechanical of placing keys. What if we could just select a number? For example, we see the sun seems a little bit small. We can select a number and hold the Alt key, and then we can just change the value, make it big or small, or we can change the direction or change the x-axis as well. So in this way, actually, we can perhaps do some animation and get animation idea just by changing this value. So that cannot be easily spotted by typing and let it rerun. But there's some problem still there. So the dot three is that we want connecting the code to the outcome to see that the code, which code create which outcome. So we can just clear here and say, okay, here is the sun where it's drawing, and here is the sky where it's drawing. And we can see others, for example, that we can see the branches where it's drawing. Of course, not only we should connect the code to the outcome, but we also should see from the outcome to the code. The same way that we can click the sky, then this sky will be directly be navigated to, or we can click the branches and we see that which line is drawing the branches. I'm beyond excited. I finally managed to recreate this blossom tree demonstrated by Bret Victor on Inventing on the Principle, so that there is no more mind numbering delays and no more friction between thought and actions. The goal is clear. Let the mind flow freely, unhindered by the limitation of our tools. The magic is not never magic. It's just a matter of connecting the dots. To recap, so I just walked through the sad reality today, even decades after Victor shows the limitation of the current way, and I try to connect four dots. First is connecting the code with outcome side by side, and then there's second is change the value by a slider to smooth change. And the third is connecting the code with the outcome. And the fourth is connecting the outcome to the code. Hope you enjoy Thanks.